everybody, what's up? Jess here, AeroJM Farms, and today's project is I just got done putting this I don't know what you call it, a mount, a brace, whatever. What I have here is just a 2-inch receiver that I got from Harbor Freight, and this is a piece of 4x4 quarter-inch thick wall square tubing. And basically this is a project I've been wanting to get done for a while. I have a 12,000 pound winch, and I want to be able to move that from my truck to my tractor to this trailer. So that's what I got going on today. I just set it up there and marked it. So I'm gonna go ahead and grind some paint away so they'll have a good surface to weld on both sides. So as you can see here, just the 2-inch receiver, and I'll show you my winch here in a little while. When I get this all welded up, we'll stick it on here because I got a piece of equipment that I'm wanting to go pick up, and I need this winch on this trailer to be able to winch it up on the trailer. So y'all stick around, we'll get this welded up, and then hopefully weather permitting, we'll be going and picking up a new piece of equipment. Alright, show you what I got here. I got these clamps stuck in on the sides. Actually, I need to redo that one. But I'll get these to where basically I'm using these clamps kind of as a gauge so that both sides are about the same height. And then I can fine tune it back here with this little clamp. So here's what I got. Alright, so this is what we got. Trying to just make this gap even with this clamp back here. I can clamp it up or loosen or tighten it, and that'll lower and raise this front part here. Just trying to get it to the point where I can get it tacked in there. And I wish this gap right here was a little bit closer, but I think that's because of it's hitting in that corner back there. Probably should chamfer those edges some more. But yeah, I think that's good. My gaps on my edges are pretty good. So I'll get this tacked in here and then go ahead and weld it out. And we'll come back and give it a test with the old winch. Well, alright. I don't know how good you can see this. It got a little dark on me, but I mean, I didn't want to show you me welding this thing all up. First off, I'm not a welder, but I can make it stick. So my winch is on this mount here, and that just slides into this receiver. and then put the pin in it. And so using this setup, you know, it's pretty mobile. I can move it to my truck, this trailer, or my tractor. Now this first time out, I was probably just going to stick a battery down here and run it off that battery. But long term, I actually have a wiring harness coming that will use the you've seen them, the square, the high amperage quick disconnects. I have one at the front and one at the rear, and the one at the rear, I'll just make me a little jumper cable to go from my rear plug up to this winch, and then I'll have another quick disconnect on the winch side so that I can plug it pretty much anywhere, whichever end I need it, you know, I can plug it in. And also the same for my tractor. I'm gonna put one on the front of my tractor, and then, you know, if I need it on the tractor, I can just put it on the tractor. I don't have my mount rigged up for my tractor yet, so I'm still trying to figure that out. But this is kind of how I plan to do it, is just use these receiver, 2-inch receiver blanks, mounts, whatever you want to call them, and make mounts wherever I need them. I'm gonna throw maybe some paint on these welds, just keep them from rusting, and then I'll probably come back later and paint the rest of it. But yeah, probably next time you see me, hopefully we'll be pulling something up on this trailer with it. Alright, as you can see, we now have another piece of equipment here on the ranch. This is a Komatsu D31E-20. I think I have to do some more research, but I know it's in the lower 90s as far as a year. And it's a little rough. It needs some work. You know, inevitably there will be some more videos on this because it needs some TLC. Mostly small things, but it does need some work nonetheless. And I'll hop up there in just a minute and kind of show you at least a few things, you know, that I know that it needs. As far as I know, the engine and all that's good. Just there's some linkages, the fuel cable's locked up, and somebody broke the lever on it, so some of that stuff needs to be replaced. But probably be some more future videos on that. Let's step back here and take a look at my winch setup. So when I got this all welded up, it got pretty dark on me, so I couldn't show you a whole lot about it. So again, this 4x4 by 1/4 inch wall square tubing. I pierced that with a plasma cutter on both sides and ran the 2-inch receiver tube through that. So that's welded solid on both sides, and it's also welded back here where it contacts this angle that was already on the trailer. And then I welded at least 3 sides on the tube, on the ends and the gooseneck uprights, because I couldn't get to that front side, obviously. Now I could weld a little bit of gap right here, and that's what my intentions were initially, and I still may do that, but I don't think I need to anymore because we put this thing to the test, as you'll see in the video. I didn't record all of it. Now, initially I'd planned on using this winch to get this dozer up on the trailer, but the issue was I couldn't even get my trailer lined up to the dozer well enough to be able to pull it on straight, just because of the location where the dozer was and the guy had parked it previously. So we ended up having to get a wrecker, a semi-truck wrecker out there with the extendo, you know, the boom on it, and he was able to pull it, kind of maneuver it around and pull it out of the way with that winch and snatch blocks and things, so that I could get at a decent enough angle to get it on the trailer. Now, since the wrecker was already there, already had lines hooked up, we just had him basically go ahead and winch it on the trailer, more or less. Now, as you'll see in the video, it did get hung up, and he had his snatch block tied on right here. I had this winch pulled off. He had his snatch block tied on here, but his boom was up above my trailer, so it was actually, instead of just pulling from the trailer, it was actually had some uplift going up to the boom. And so the front of my trailer was wanting to lift up, and the back end of my truck, and it was actually pulling his semi up on a couple wheels on one side, just the way that we was having to pull it up on here. So I did end up putting this winch on here, moved his snatch block over. I got the winch put on here and got it hooked up. Now I just hooked it up temporarily to a battery. I've got a battery that has the post terminals, or the studs. I've got a wiring system for my truck with quick connects to go on the front and back, but I don't have that hooked up yet, so there'll probably be a future video on that. But anyhow, I stuck the winch on there and ran that up to the front of the dozer. This winch gave it just enough more pulling from the trailer itself and not above the trailer. I went ahead and pulled that dozer up on the trailer using my winch and his wrecker winch. So, but I'll tell you, man, the stress he put on my little cross tube here, I was surprised. And I now have gained a lot of confidence in this little setup here, and also my welding, after seeing, you know, what he put that through, getting that dozer up on this trailer. So that's good. I mean, it's all still straight, nothing's bent, so really glad to see that. So I will have some quick connects on my winch wires and then I'll have a quick connect on the back of the truck, quick connect on the front of the truck, and then I can move this winch wherever I need it, to the truck, either in the truck or back here to the trailer. And I think that'll be that'll make this little setup really versatile and basically do a lot of different things from just this one winch. And I'm calling it a portable winch setup. I mean, it's not real portable, the thing's heavy, but I think you get the idea. It's basically just movable from my truck to the trailer, and then I think I'm gonna do that also for my tractor as well. All right, as you can see, it's a dozer. So, I mean, there's some linkages loose, like that's the fuel. I think this cable was locked up and they just took this off and was locking the fuel on with this little wire right here and just wrapping it around and just running it full blast, not full blast, but you know, running it at a peak RPM and operating it that way. So this cover's missing here. There should be a cover right here just like there is on that side. So I'm gonna try to find one to keep leaves and debris and junk out of there. If I can't, I may just try to make one. I think it's flat for the most part. Maybe a couple of angles. You can see that one over there kind of comes down at an angle. Should be pretty much identical to that cover over there. The floor plate is missing. I can find some flat plate. Make one of those up pretty easy. I don't know if the instruments work or not. We'll just have to see. The key, there wasn't a key, but I just ordered a set of keys. If you don't know, pretty much all your heavy equipment uses the same key, and they're pretty much universal. As far as brands, like Komatsu, this will work on probably most dozers, maybe even excavators, things like that. But so it is a stick steer and a 6-way blade. This was the breather for the or the cap for the air intake tube. Here's what I'm using now. I'm just joking. I've got one ordered. It's just to keep the weather out until I get that one. And battery box back here. I'll just have to get some new bolts. I don't know why people take stuff off and then don't put the bolts back in, but this will stay up here. I guess it come off when it's going down the road, but it did have one bolt in it. And then the other thing is this roll cage. I call it a roll cage, canopy, whatever. Someone had started taking it off, but there are some bolts that are broken here, so I'll have to get those out. And then I have access to a pretty big press, so I put this this thick metal in that press. I can't remember how many ton it is. I want to say 150, but I may be overshooting that. But I'll take this off, get that in the press, get it straightened out, and get it put back on, and then be able to put the back of this canopy, bolt it back in. So yeah, just a few things here and there, odds and ends. I mean, the pads on the tracks are starting to get worn a little, but the sprockets actually don't look too bad. Just need to do some cleaning up, some power washing. There's some wiring issues down here on the starter. Don't know what's going on there, but I'll get those figured out. Maybe a couple sensor wires that are loose. I think that's probably what that's going to be. So yeah, just one of them things where someone had it, and instead of fixing stuff, you know, you just take wires off here and jumper them out, and so you can keep running the thing, and for long you got wires off everywhere. So a little bit of a mess, definitely a project. Then you got all these guards and stuff up here bent up, and I guess they were pushing brush with it or something. I'm almost wondering if maybe they didn't roll this thing over or something. I don't know. So I'm gonna try to take all that off and get it straightened out, at least, you know, decent enough that I can open and close the hatch, and hopefully put some side guards back on here. do a better, maybe a heavier brush guard up front there. You can see that's all bent in from whatever pushing stuff with it. Which is unfortunate because that's the oil cooler there, and it's all been in as well. Hopefully no leaks, none that I can see, but I bet it doesn't do a real good job of cooling the oil anymore. And I think those things are pretty expensive, so not looking forward to replacing that. But all right, y'all, I think I'm on this video here. Just mainly wanted to make this video about the winch, getting it mounted and then using it, which I used it, but it didn't quite work out the way I had planned, and I think you've seen that in the video. So was able to use it, just not completely, but it did help out. It was definitely we was kind of in a predicament there, getting this dozer on the trailer, and by putting my winch on the dozer as well, it really gave us just a little bit extra pull to get it broke over. And it was pulling from the trailer too, not up above the trailer, and that's what made the difference. So yeah, I'm going to end this video here. You know, definitely like this video if you enjoyed it at all. Hit that subscribe button, because I'm going to have a lot more videos on the dozer, getting it fixed up and running, and hopefully cleaning out some fence rows and building things with it. So the things you do with dozers. So anyhow, thank y'all for watching. Thanks for checking out the video. Check out some of our other stuff. God bless, and we'll see you on the next one.